I just needed a quick breather, so I was a little quiet because I was drinking water and shit. So this is July. This is like July 7th at least, because Tanabata is there. Bamboo is a great thing. 特に都会なものがいい。なぜなら、白い微蜜も相性もなのがちだから。Specifically, sunburn stuff is amazing as well due to the fact that its natural lights and heating source works quite well. Oh, you're going green, Mr. Edison? By the way, that's bamboo, and that's not what you think it is. Does. What's the difference? Because特に都会のものがいい。なぜなら、シビトとの相性も同じだからな。うん、それ、竹だし。どう違うのかね。いざいざ違いとか言われると困るんだけどさ。So essentially, he's saying bamboos are awesome because it's very flexible. It can be burned as natural fuel and etc. etc. Right? Very versatile at the same time. And then Suzuka goes and mentions another bamboo, right? And then Edison's like, what's the difference? And then Suzuka goes, don't ask me that question. So yeah, bamboo grows from the bamboo shoot, but take comes from the take shoot, right? Kashikomari? And then Rokusta's like, well, did you talk about bamboo shoot? Because there's a difference between a bamboo, right? There is a bamboo, and then there is a and a bamboo. Because there is takenoko, which is the edible bamboo shoots, and the non-edible bamboo shoots, which is the bamboo. Yeah, there's a difference between a bamboo and a bamboo shoot. Because bamboo shoot is the edible one, and the bamboo is the very tall, green, flexible, rubbery shit, right? That you see in animes and whatnot that Master used to beat up their disciple. Right, Edison and Suzuka is specifically talking about what's the difference between that, because Edison specifically says regular bamboo is fucking awesome, and especially saying that delectable deliciousness on top of easy burn fuel is really good. And then Suzuka mentions that's bamboo shoots, right? Bamboo shoots are good for broths and dishes, and that's what he's saying too. Because I believe the toxin was boiled, which was done during canning process. And yeah, they're arguing about what's the difference between bamboo shoots and bamboo. And then Rokusta came in, specifically said you talked about bamboo shoots, which is the edible bamboo. And then Suzuka's trying to say bamboo came from bamboo shoots, and then bamboo shoots came from bamboo shoots. And then Rokusta's like, you guys are talking about mushrooms? Hmm? Bamboo shoots, you say? He says, oh my god, where did you grow from? We weren't talking about anything about war. That's funny. Wow. That's an amazing bamboo shoots I see. Yeah, it's very hard to read this shit because it's I think in English it'll probably be called bambukase. Because yeah, there is a difference between take and takenoko. Yeah, because there is take, which is the bamboo. And then there's another take that is different from bamboo. Bamboo and sasa. That's what it is. What is sasa in English? Sasa is a plant. Sasa, also called broadleaf bamboo. It's a genius of running bamboo. These species have most branch per node. Yeah, because bamboo, sasa, yeah, bamboo leaves. Edison was talking about bamboo leaves. Suzuka was talking about bamboos in general. And then they all come from bamboo shoots, and they were just like, eh? And then Rokusta came in and said, bamboo shoots, hello. So that's a wonderful sasa, which is the leaves. I can't believe all these green leaves are all over the place, and like this. And then it says it must be July, which is Tanabata. Tanabata, Tanabata Festival is also a nice little festival. It's called the Star Festival. Yeah, Star Festival is known as Vega and Altaria, separated by Milky Way. They are essentially the star-crossed lovers. Yeah, it originated in Chinese called Festival of Plead for Skills, which is celebrated in China. Anabata, which means Shichiseki, which believe that Shinto purification ceremony existed around the same time, which Shinto Miko wore a special cloth and loom called Tanabata and offered it to a god to prayer to protection of rice crops from rain or storm and for good harvest later in the autumn. Oh, this is where Orihime comes from, which is the Weaving Princess. Yeah. And then we got Tente, which is the Sky King. And then you got the Amanoga, which is the Milky Way, the Heavenly River. And then they kind of talk about the cowman, cowgirl, cowshirt star, the boy star. Yeah. Which has a very relevance to Tanabata on top of the Tanabata. That's pretty cool. So yeah, it must be the Star Festival, aka Tanabata. That is quite correct, senpai. Yeah, in 1 year, yeah, one day in a year, where Orihime, right, and Hikoboshi are able to reunite just for a few moments, which is Orihime and Boy Star, which is Hikoboshi. Yeah, able to walk along the Milky Way and meet each other. I heard every year, senpai, in your country, it's been done on your side, but why is such thing as that in Karadea cafeteria? Well, Emmy bust him out and says that's a good question, but an obvious answer. 何かあるたびに祭りにつける it says, yeah, Emmy specifically asked, why do we have to... Oh yeah, why do we have to tie everything to a festival? Where's that come from? Will we learn? And then Miss Mash says, Emiya. However, you must understand a lot of the Karudia servants that came aboard. Um, it's true that everybody has their seasons of their familiarity when it comes to these events and festivities. It says, yeah, doing a major event variant will definitely get the morale boosted and feels comfortable. Yeah, if people are more entertained and enjoyed by this, the more the better. And whenever specifically you talk about July, it's definitely the Star Festival, aka Tanabata. It's only, yeah, I could only find decorations through the cafeteria, but I was able to bust out the bamboo leaves. You could use that paper there to make a little bit of a decoration yourself, Mash and Protag. By the time you're done with your little charade, I've got some, ooh, chirashizushi. Oh, damn. How do you say chirashizushi in English? It's, essentially, it's a sushi bowl with, like, it's in a bowl. It's a sushi bowl. I guess that's what it is. Yeah, sushi bowl is ready with a thin noodle. Thin, silky, delicious, simple, cool noodle. It's it's not a hot one. It's a cool one because it's hot as balls in summers, right? It says, I know this just yeah, just me passing by. It says, Mr. Emiya-san seems quite enjoying this, isn't he? うむ。鉄鈍行ではならぬ竹の将軍であったか。笹将軍鍋ぼこならぬ。この日のために得意点でマグロカツをフィッシング。特にクーラーボックスに入れた新鮮なものの魚を保存していたという。まさに陰陽師での大回転。影からだった俺の調理スキルをクラキャラに新とくら。Oh my god. Holy shit. Holy shit. Tamamo Cat's actually speaking about Onmyoji. That's ridiculous. They are highly hinting at Seimei. That's insane, Cat. You are wild. Nasu just legitimately fucking cooked right there in that sentence. Soba, is that like a cold noodle? Yes, soba is cold noodle. So, we just got bamboozled. So if you don't know, Mash is specifically saying, why is Mr. Emiya so excited? Tamamo Cat explains why Emiya is so excited, right? So it says, I can't believe this. You weren't a pot preparer. You were a general of the bamboo leaves, right? And so Tamamo Cat explains, no wonder you went to a special singularity and fished out a really big katsuo. What the hell's katsuo? What katsuo fish? What is katsuo fish in English? What is katsuo fish in English? No, okay. No wonder he fished a very large skipjack tuna. Yeah, no wonder he, specifically fished a very large and fresh spitjack tuna. In one go. Specifically prepared it in its cooler box as fresh as possible to this day. It's almost as if Onmyoji de Daikaiten 影からだった俺が調理するスキルで影キャをしんとくら。So, Tamamo Cat is using wordplay here. And she's saying, 陰陽死んで大回転。影からだった俺が調理スキルで 陽キャラに変身とくら. So it says yin and yang, right? This is going to be the reversal of the roles. The reversal of the roles. A shadow character, I will use this opportunity to cook and appear myself as a light character. And if you don't know what a shadow character and a light character means, essentially you got the extroverts and introverts, right? So you got your, essentially Tamamo Cat is saying that Emiya is using this opportunity to turn himself from an extrovert servant to, an introvert servant into an extrovert servant and appear more often in events and make him more lovable to the audience, right? Not really saying it like that, but that's how Tamamo Cat's explaining it, right? By saying turning the tables upside down. Onmyoji will die and spin quite around. By being, instead of being an introvert, he's going to use this opportunity to make it look like and appear himself as extrovert. It says, thanks, Mom. That's why it is summer outfit. I see. I like how the explanation, you just, the two option was thanks, Mom, or, whatchamacallit? No, no wonder he was in summer outfit. Two options. I'm just gonna say thanks, Mom, because, you know, Tamamo literally just fucking told us yin and yang reversal. It says there's many different paper being hung, right? Hanging these bamboo leaves of a lot of Claudia's members, it seems. And they're enjoying themselves in this festivity. Interestingly, this one specifically says love with master. Master no renai to judoku. Master's love, master's success. This one talks about world peace. This one talks about new light novel. Mekakure. Mono eye, right? Mono eye hair covered girls. Mushroom. And 100 Holy Grail? Huh? Senpai, I just had quite the idea. This event of Tanabata, aka Star Festival, there's not much rule to it, is there? I think this is a bit overboard. I believe the wishes that's being thrown over here might go over the power of Otohime. How do I explain this properly, Mash? Oh, Waver's gonna be our explanationist. Oh, I see. Waver-chan giving us the explanation. So Mash is just like, isn't it a bit too much for them? Yes, it is a bit too much for them, aren't they? Bum 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 bum. Orihime. Yeah, isn't that a little too much for Orihime to come to make a commission? How do I explain this properly? So Elemenloid 2 comes in, specifically says 7th, the Tanabata, aka the Star Festival. She is essentially the sage, right? The daughter of the sage, aka she is a sage. Orihime to eno noishi o sasage, hata ori ya gisho no shio de negai suru genshu ryoto da. Daga toki ni tsurare, soshite sono neiwa no taishou wa geijitsu, gebu ya benkyou to itta mono ni made fuchi you ni nari, saigo ni wa kou shite Tanabata no hi ni negai goto o suru bunka dake ga gendai made uketsugareta to iu wake da na. So essentially, Waver specifically says, at first, this entire event was supposed to be offering to the sage, Orihime, sage goddess Orihime, sageness, which was the Orihime, was supposed to give offerings and such, giving clothings, and it was a festivities to prey upon her. as the time goes by, those prey upon has turned into yeah, as the preyed upon it has learned to give knowledge and abilities and capabilities and praying still. And in the very end, what's left of this culture is that during the 7th day of the 7th month, aka Tanabata, which is the Star Festival, you pray of whatever you want. Became the remnant of what it was that is now continued to this day. 時代の移り変わりとともに本来の姿を失われていく。よくありましたかね。It says, as the time goes, things change, right? As the time and the era goes, things will change. The actual form of its originality and its original meaning start to lose its place. It's a tale's old as time. It says, yeah, Elamaloid 2 just came out of nowhere. And he started to explain the situation. Thank you. So essentially, Mash is saying, isn't it too much for Orihime to grant all those wishes? And then Elamaloid explains is that while it used to be an offering, right, aka offering ceremony, became a praying ceremony that of what they want and desires and needs in the modern era. It says, oh, I see. It says in the modern age, it's only for mere entertainment, and it's not supposed to be disrespecting the gods and the others. Correct? I feel a little relieved listening and hearing that. Well, to be perfectly honest, there are some prayers and questionable there are some questionable prayers that I don't know if we can still keep it at ease, but from what I've heard, Tanabata, the Star Festival, originated from China, correct? I believe. Did that existed during your time, Mr. Waver? So right now Mash is specifically talking to Zhu, right? Instead of Waver, Zhu Lang, right? Zhu Liang. So it says, Mr. Zhu Liang, did Star Festival existed during your time? It says, indeed, the Star Festival itself is old as time. Its history is very thick and deep. In the nice. In the ancient texts and way back then, they were considered as the names of the stars, right? Shokujo and Kengyu, which is girl star and boy star. And within those, a divine tale of sort of being folklore were being told and its originality. It was from I believe it says BC right there, right? Let me see. Yeah, it became Cowhead and Weaver Girl, which is a Chinese folklore story. Way back in the Jiki and Chen Long. Oldest text even after the BC era. Yeah, it says from the BC era. I see. 人々は星空の神々の世界を利用した。It says back in the day, people looked up in the skies and dreamed of the world of the gods within the stars. Back in the day, the stars led to the locations and roads and areas ahead. And it was also a target of prayers and offerings for a better tomorrow. And from here on that, a lot of the folklores of the stars can be told from many different countries. And the Star Festival, the Gyuryo Shojiku, aka the cowherd and the weaver girl, that is also a part of the story. Um, the weaving princess star and the cowherd star, aka Vega and Arutairu. Right? It's how do I explain Vega and Arutairu? Because remember Tentai is Sky King. How do I explain Vega and Altair? Vega star. Vega and Arutai. Arda Star. Arutairu だ。ミルキーウェイの歌の2つの星は。So it's a star that is separated by the Milky Way, right? Which is the Vega star and Arutairu. They're talking about how separated by the Heavens River, which is the Milky Way. Those two stars has bought the anger of Tentai, which is the Sky Daddy, aka Sky King, right? Which got the anger of the Sky King in the folklore, and they were essentially a husband and wife that was separated as a tragedy. 15 light years away from each other. There was no way that each and individual planet could ever meet. Yeah, in the day where no others could thought that they will ever to see each other again. But with people's prayers, they were able to meet once, only just once within a year. That's right. Specifically, this July 7th on the Star Festival. Within the folklore, those two are able to meet once more. That's how the story goes. 霧はまさに別れの涙なるべし。聞く恐竜空つく落ちつ。いつもの時代も引き裂かれる恋人たちは人々の腰を引くのですね。So it's essentially Murasaki-Shikibu kind of give out a little, what do you call those? Proverbs? It's not proverbs, but it's kind of like a haiku-esque. Not really haiku, but words of wisdom, right? Specifically what she's explaining it says, no matter what the era or time they be, star-crossed lovers separated from each other definitely can pull the tug strings of emotions of the masses, aka people, because she's a novelist, right? She's a writer. Miss Murasaki Shikibu. Excuse me. I didn't mean to interrupt on your conversation. I was hearing about a very nostalgic topic being discussed at hand. 昨今伝では私どもの記号中の義務でしたからね。彦星姫と織姫のお話もいらっしゃる同時になっていた人気でしたよ。It says specifically, Murasaki is talking about during our time as a story references and important literature. Hikoboshi and Orihime topic, the Star Festival, was a very important topic that we had to discuss as culture and understanding as well. So what you've said as well was yes, within the morning. Yeah, within the morning dew, two will be separated, and while they separate, they will shed tears surely. And then yeah, there's a poem. It's a poem. That's what it was. That's what it is. Sorry, it's a poem, right? It's essentially a poem of Tanabata by Doshinko, which Doshinko is a yeah, festival was introduced in Japan by Empress Koken, right? Empress Koken introduced Tanabata to the Japanese culture. And it was a poem about the male star and the female star getting separated, but able to overcome that. A poem about those two stars, those people that got, yeah, those two got separated. I suppose it, I suppose the story of Tanabata, the Star Festival, I believe. I believe it got around the 7th century. And to you guys, it must have been a very nostalgic and deeper meaning. Miss Karako, right? Miss Karako, are you here to pull out your desires and wishes on a label? Of course. Back in my day, right? Back in my day, we put it on kaji leaves, aka persimmon leaves. Yeah, back in our day, we would write it on our persimmon leaves since we didn't have bamboos. And this very wonderful variety of colors and yeah, colors and these thin sheets of paper is very cutesy. Huh? Oh, did she rip it on accident? It says, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. It must have been just a mere coincidence, but I found this. Within all these little, scraps of paper, right? Like thin sheets of paper. I see a cursed, yeah, I see a cursed talisman being hung nearby. That must be Mr. Doman playing a role, I believe. So yeah, so they're slowly but surely hinting at yeah, right. They're slowly but surely hinting at like who can reverse curse, right? It says we can't schemo night, right? It says we can't keep our guard down for a moment. That's our first answer, right? And then the second question, right, goes who is in charge of anti-curse reversal? Which technically is Seimei. But somebody else will show up to fill the role, which nobody did. And this answer, right, who is in charge for anti-curse reversal? They are super fucking hinting, not really at Seimei, but somebody that can counter curse, which is important. After all, curse is becoming a problem. Excuse me, Protag, Bash, are you guys with together? Mr. Vinci, what's wrong? I just found a minute singularity, you see. I'll explain everything once we get to the command center. Understood. And with that... Oh, good. Elamaloid II is also with you, huh? That's perfectly fine. Can you come together with Protag and MASH? Me too. Oh, you know it ain't good if you gotta follow us, brother. So, this minute singularity is roughly around aged in the 19th century. It's gonna be in Nagasaki, in the Kyushu region of Japan.いわゆる東南東北で制御される中で、行為に衣装以外の門戸が開かれた土地だね。Oh, interesting. In the 19th century, when the entire island was on a lockdown. Yeah, because if you guys don't know, Japan had a island lockdown. Not of 2021 or 3. It was a law during the 19th century. Um, it was in a Japanese lockdown in the 19th century. That's what I gotta write. Sankoku. There we go. It was a lockdown, right? Specifically talks about the lockdown of Japan, the lockdown of politics, the isolation policy that got implemented in Japan back then. But during those times, aka Nagasaki, which was in the Kyushu region, specifically Dejima, right? Was the specific location that was open to foreign countries for open trade. It's even though it's a minute singularity, there's always been a just in case, okay? Luckily, Shiba didn't detect anything dangerous for the past few days of it, observing it. I think if you were to investigate now, if we were to investigate now and collect the Holy Grail as soon as possible, I think that's the best choice around here. What do you think? Protag, can you pull it off? Of course. It says it's a light exercise before eating some light soba. Oh, today's cold soba, huh? That's awesome. I'll be excited to eat it too once I get there. Of course, we're going to have to prepare ourselves for any possibility of irregularities that will occur. So, however, this time's participants, I think you'll have a enjoyable race shift because we can survive the irregularities. I see. So that was the reason why I was called upon here. If the singularity is in a closer modern era, my knowledge would definitely come into fruition to be of use, I suppose. But then again, it'll be too problematic if you relied on me all 100%. You must understand, when it comes to Japanese history, I only know a less than average, if not just a basic person understanding, you see. So, now with that being said, Musta, have you felt uncomfortable now that I've told you the truth, that I might not help you all the way? It says, nope, I still rely on you to the very end. No matter what happens, I think we can solve it together just fine. Understood. Then I, Lord Emeloy II, in order to make sure that you are not in danger any way, shape, or form, do my best to do my task. So with that said, Da Vinci, it seems that other collaborators besides me has not shown up, but Yeah! Just in time! Save! Haha! Chamasu, seems I kept you waiting. To be perfectly honest, I'm on the bamboo shoot side. Nagiko has just arrived. Oh, a person that only caused problem has just arrived. Well, I think Nagiko-kun can solve a lot of things if a problem were to occur. Even that, even if that is made all by herself. 自然の国って初めてだから楽しみだな. So it says, a country after, yeah, it's essentially Kyushu, right? Essentially outside of the Horseshoe Island, right? Essentially a country, an island outside of my vicinity of my knowledge. I'm so excited. We should finish the job as quickly as we can and go on a tour. And, yeah, Teacher Kome. Oh, are you gonna be hanging out with us, fam? Dots. Why did I say fam? Because she's a modern JK. Da Vinci. I want to make sure that there's no error. Miss Kaoruko. Miss Archer. Miss Nagon is the one that will be accompanying us. Are you sure you're not mistaking with Miss Kaoruko, which is Murasaki, right? Yeah, are you not making sure mistaken for Miss Kaoruko, which is Murasaki? After all, Miss Murasaki and Miss Seishogun are very similar. They're not alike whatsoever. Chinamini, ちなみに紫と原始物語、青将軍と枕城と3たす4文字の組み合わせを覚えておくと便利だよ。すまない。少し動揺している。Oh yeah, it's essentially saying Da Vinci, instead of calling Miss Kaoruko and calling say Shogun, her formal name, Da Vinci specifically says, hey, you should pair this up like this. Murasaki equals Genji story, and say Shogun equals the Pillow Talk story. Adding a thing like simple math, like 3 plus 4 wording system, will make it easier for you to understand for better forward. This is also to make it so the reader don't get fucking confused for later on, which is nice. This is understood. Sorry, I was a little taken back by the news. Yes, I suppose she is a very same period as her, a wonderful novelist, and she is also a servant. She must not be the monster I've been hearing in the port. Maybe. As expected of Teacher Kome. You already know the true natures of your enemies that's residing even right next to you. Wait. Nagiko, you keep calling him teacher. Are you a Kome fan? Oh, you got that right. I've been always reading and a big fan of Three Kingdoms, you see. It says, if anybody reads Suishou no Hyo, yeah, Suishou no Hyo and nobody's been balling, that's just ridiculous. Can't trust them any other way. I see. For someone like Sei Shogun to say such, I don't think, yeah, to say such praise given by you, Mr. Yeah, Miss Seisho Gon. I believe he won't feel bad about it. Please do understand that I'm merely its replacement, a Persuado. I, yeah, I am Waver. I'm only merely a replacement or just a body vessel in mind. To be treated as an actual Kome is a little bit embarrassing, and I don't think I can pull its expectations to your degree. Yeah, please refer to me, call Elamiloid the Second, and don't forget the second. Oh! Wait a minute. So you must be the great Big Ben London star? Wait! How does she know that? Ooh, yeah, where did you hear that from? To be perfectly honest, there's only one person that's the culprit would call me in Karuria by that name. That should be Gray. If it's not Gray, Linus. It's Linus. If it's not Gray, it's Linus. London Star's a no-go, huh? I genuinely thought that had a cool sense of awesomeness. Then how about... Why don't we go with Merochi-sensei? Merochi-sensei? Dude, that's awesome. Merochi-sensei. A.k.a. Melon Achi Teacher. Teacher Melon. Now that's been decided. Let's work. Oh yeah, let's work together to take care of this minute singularity. We'll be in your care, Melon Teach. Ah! He's having all these emotions. It seems like he's he's quite taken back and baffled with all the emotion that's just happened in front of him. All right. I think the conversation has been settled. After all, understanding each other is a very important thing when creating teamwork. So with that said, let's start preparing our ray shift, shall we? I pray for your good luck. Miss Da Vinci, will I be able to follow into the singularity this time? Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, Mash. I need you to stay by my side and be support again. It says, when unfortunate and when unforeseen and unfortunate circumstances occurred, it really does help if you're with me. If you're by my side, helping me out. To be perfectly honest, best case scenario is that none of these things that I've just mentioned happen. I see. Understood. Mash Light will do her very best to support in the Karuria side as best as possible. It's okay, Mash. Head pat. Huh? I won't make you wait a year. That's so cheesy for Protag, but it fits the narrative, right? Because we were talking about the Star Festival. It says, yeah, I won't make you wait a year for me to come back. Make sure you make sure you have your wishes, wishes put in your bamboo leaves and wait for me, okay? Ichidan. Was it a Star Festival joke, Senpai? Then I must be. Yeah, I must do my very best and write it on the scrap. Yeah, small piece of paper for your safe return. Dots. Senpai, I was thinking about the Star Festival all the time, and what's wrong? Dots. No, nothing at all. Unfortunately, I can't be with you together at the moment, but please don't push yourself too hard. When you have returned home, we'll all have the Star Festival preparation ready to go. I believe Emiya's delicious, Mr. Emiya's delicious food is waiting for us. I wonder what she paused there. Does she not see herself as Orihime, a princess that she deserves to be? It's a matchless adventure. It is. Well, we were able to send him off pretty safely. So far, no troubles up ahead. We can take a breather. Yes. I will be continuing to monitor. I'll prepare for it so we'll be able to conversate right when they land, properly and safely. I'll leave that to you, Mash, okay? Oh? What's this? Dots? Miss Gray, are you here to watch over with us? Mr. Two, Elamaloid, right? Elamaloid, teacher Elamaloid second has just ray shifted on a journey. Well, yes. That was not the reason I was here for, Hey, listen up! About that! Yeah. This girl, aka Gray, she kept on screaming something bad's gonna happen to Shisho just because her brush broke. How silly is that, huh? Because of that, I've been so worried, and I was so, I was so desperate to worrying that I couldn't help it. Ado, stop. I understand your feelings. No matter what the trouble, and it could be, preparing for the worst is always a great preparation to have as well. I says, however, Mr. Elamaloid 2 should not be should have no problem after all, because he is a great Big Ben. Oh, yes. I can't say that, can I? That was a no-go. Oi! It's back golden time! Oh, shoot. Was I too late? Uh-oh. Even Kintoki's saying it's a bad time. Mr. Kintoki, what's wrong? Oh, man. I gotta say, I accidentally dropped Say's, I accidentally dropped a mug cup that was specifically for Say, you know? And so, look, specifically the handle part. I wanted to say my sorry before they ray shifted, but I see. Then I will let them know when we can communicate, okay? Oh my god! What is happening? What is this bad luck fucking galore? So first, the reason why Gray is worried is because Elamaloid 2 brush, right? AKA a hairbrush specifically for Elamaloid 2's hairs the way it is because she was taking care of him the rest of the time. That's why he has such luscious hair. B, Kintoki comes in, tries to say sorry to Sei Shogun because he accidentally broke the handle part of her drinking mug. And then fucking Murasaki comes in and asks where Sei is. It says, I wanted to, Nagiko-san が図書館に置きっぱなしのお菓子皿がそれはもう見事に真ん中から笑っておりまして It says the library a snack plate, right? A snack plate that Miss Sei Shogun left behind in the library has split perfectly down the middle. Is Sei here? Oh no! What the fuck are they doing to my Sei? What the fuck is happening? Hey, is my girl Say here? It says, I got a mysterious statue from her all of a sudden, but that shit popped its own head off. Kind of giving me the creep vibes. Dots! Even Mash is like, how can I say this, Mash? This is a bit ominous, don't you think?